Do you ever wonder why you are more inclined to attract or be attracted to certain kinds of people? And do you ever wish you could have a map to help you understand your partner on a deeper level so you could have an easier time related to one another? If any of this resonates, it might be time to look beyond the surface. The patterns we see in our relationships often have deep roots that trace back to our childhood experiences. That's where attachment theory comes in. By understanding how our early experiences with our caregivers shape our adult relationships, we can finally break free from unhealthy cycles and create the love life we truly desire. So in this video, we will explore the 4 attachment styles, how they affect our love lives, and most importantly, how you can heal and transform your relationships for the better. Attachment theory explores the profound impacts our earliest relationships have on our lives. As infants and young children, we are fully dependent on our caregivers. The way those caregivers meet our needs, both physically and emotionally, shapes how we form attachments to others throughout our lives. These early experiences create what's known as our attachment style, which influences how we view ourselves, the world, and our relationships. Your attachment style develops based on the quality of your early interactions with your parents or caregivers. How responsive, consistent, and predictable were they in meeting your needs? Did you feel safe, loved, and understood? These early experiences lay the groundwork for your ability to trust, be intimate, form healthy relationships, and even how you navigate your career. Understanding attachment theory is crucial because it reveals the blueprints you've been unconsciously using to build relationships throughout your life. When you learn about your attachment style, you gain profound self awareness. You begin to understand why you do things you do in relationships, which is especially helpful when trying to change unwanted behaviors. For example, if you find yourself always drawn to emotional and available partners or struggling with trust, attachment theory can help you identify the root causes and begin to heal it. Once you understand your attachment style, you can challenge any limiting beliefs it has created, paving the way for healthier, more fulfilling relationships and achieving the goals you set for yourself. So let's talk about the 4 attachment styles and how they affect your love life. The first and healthiest one is the secure attachment style. If you have a secure attachment, you've hit the jackpot. This means that as a child, your caregivers were consistently there for you, meeting your needs and making you feel safe and loved. You are probably pretty comfortable with intimacy and closeness, but you also value your independence. You trust your partner and believe they're there for you, just like your caregivers were there for you as a child. This translates to open, honest, and balanced relationships where both of you can grow and thrive together. Now, even with a secure attachment, you will still have disagreements and tough days, but the difference is you are better equipped to handle them. A secure attachment style is a great advantage in love, but it doesn't mean your relationships will be perfect. It just means you have some awesome tools to build a strong and lasting connection. The second one is anxious preoccupied attachment. If you have an anxious preoccupied attachment style, love can feel like a roller coaster of emotions. Growing up, your caregivers were probably a bit unpredictable. Sometimes they were there for you, but other times not so much. This can make you feel anxious in relationships, and you might crave reassurance from your partner constantly. You might also worry about them leaving or not loving you enough. Since love can feel a bit scary, it is easy to fall into the trap of romanticizing it. It's easier to create a fantasy in your mind than to deal with the messiness of real relationships. You might even be drawn to partners who need saving or who you think can rescue you from your insecurities. This pattern can lead you to some challenges. You might become overly clingy, overthinking everything, or experience mood swings. You might even mistake those ups and downs for passion when really it's just a lot of stress and anxiety. The third one is the dismissive avoidant attachment. If you have an avoidant attachment style, you might be the lone wolf of love. This means you value independence, fiercely and often feel uncomfortable with emotional intimacy. This often stems from having caregivers who are emotionally distant or unavailable during your childhood. You learn to self soothe and rely on yourself for emotional support, which can be a strength in many areas of life. However, it can also create challenges in relationships. You might crave space more often than others, pulling away when things get too close. And if your partner threatens to leave, you might shut down your emotions and pretend not to care. But extreme independence is an illusion, and deep down, even people with dismissive avoidant attachments need and crave connection. And the fourth one is the fearful avoidant attachments or disorganized attachments. If you have a disorganized attachment style, love can feel like a confusing dance of wanting closeness but fearing it at the same time. This often stems from childhood experiences where your primary caregivers were just inconsistent, perhaps even abusive. You might have experienced moments of love and connection, but these were often followed by maybe pain, fear, or rejection. This creates a real dilemma in your adult relationships. You really want intimacy, but you're also terrified of getting hurt. It is like you are constantly pulled in two different directions, wanting to be close to your partner but also wanting to protect yourself against potential pain. These inner conflicts can make you unpredictable and overwhelmed by your emotions. In some ways, you might be just like a magnet. You draw people in, but as soon as they get too close, you might push them away. It is a painful cycle that can lead to many ups and downs in your relationships. Attachment styles exist on a spectrum, and many of us have a blend of traits. You might lean towards one style but also notice tendencies from others. That's perfectly normal. The key is to understand your dominant style and how it influences your relationships. The good news is that our attachment style isn't set in stone. It can evolve with self work and positive experiences. I, for example, used to be the poster girl for anxious attachments, but through a lot of intentional healing and personal growth, I've become more secure in my relationships. Part of the growth was learning to recognize and distance myself from emotionally unavailable partners. And that shift led me to meet my husband, Stefan. If you are already in a relationship, healing can still make a huge difference. As you become more secure, your behavior naturally shifts, and your partner is likely to respond positively. You will find yourself trusting more easily, giving your partner space without feeling threatened, and making wiser choices about whether the relationship is truly fulfilling. Healing begins with understanding how your childhood experiences shaped your attachment style and how those patterns show up in your love life today. From there, it's about learning new skills and cultivating healthy habits. Our Break the Cycle course is designed to guide you through this journey. You will learn to identify your patterns, heal old wounds, and build the lasting love you desire. So click the link that is showing up here on the screen for more information.